welcome to Walked Into a Bar. This is the vlog with three brothers who are really just kind of morons, but we've all got professional jobs, and so we thought it'd be great to hang out with you guys and just to chat back and forth and make fun of each other and pick on each other and let you guys join in on the fun. So we are so glad that you joined us today, and we hope you really enjoy this. And let's get started, all right? Guys, how are you doing today?
Yup.
Crickets. Yup. Ben, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Had an
Right.
incident with my finger today. I just
Uh-oh.
had to cut it. So
The incident with the finger.
it's all good. I'll fix it later. Other than that, I wrote a
good.
message, and that's about it.
Wrote a message because you're
Yeah.
a pastor and you've got to do
Well,
those sorts of things.
Check it out. This week's a light week because Easter's over. So
Yeah.
our
Yeah,
four
so it's
services, we had about 1,000 people show up, which was really cool. Online. So we're
You
very
really
excited.
had 1,000 people show up?
800 to 1,000, yeah.
That is
And-
fantastic.
And over the past 2 days, our devotionals have run upward of 200 for just
Yeah.
our devotional for viewing. So we're pretty
Nice.
excited about that. We believe God's on the move. And, we're just
Yeah.
going to continue producing videos and content online because everybody needs Jesus.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. We've seen some really good viewership from our church too. So
Mhm.
I don't know if we've seen 1,000, but we've seen good viewership.
Well,
Matt?
you have
Go
to
ahead,
remember that's over four services.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Matt, anything new in your world?
Just work. Work.
Just
work.
work.
Hey, Matt, did
Yeah.
you give your kids any Easter baskets or anything?
Let's see here. They got chalk. They got bubbles. A little bit of candy. And the new Jumanji movie, in which I thought there was way too many cuss words for a family film.
Yeah, there were some cuss words. There was some cursing. You put Danny DeVito in a movie, and what's going to happen?
Well, not only Danny DeVito, but also Danny Glover.
Yeah.
The senior.
You put the two together, and it's not good.
We rented it this weekend and watched it. So I think that may be the subject of a future movie TV show period for us here on this podcast or on this
We'll
vlog.
see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So, but today we're doing something else. Today we are doing Bond movies. And what we're doing is our favorite Bond movie from within the year of our birth to present. So we've limited the universe a little bit, but we've still got a pretty good time span because we are old.
Speak for
Well,
yourself.
I'm old. I don't know about Ben and Matt, but I'm old.
Well,
So
I don't know there, Luke, according to your picture name. I just want to point that out, Phil.
oh, hey, I missed that. My son was using
told you that.
Zoom. I missed that completely. Sorry. My son was using Zoom earlier. He had a Zoom meeting with his class, and so he used that earlier, and so his name's on it.
So hold on. He had a fun. I would do two, but I can only do one on one finger. A fun school.
Yeah. Yeah. You know
Those
what, Ben?
Those two words do.
You know
not
what,
go
Ben?
together. They don't go together. You know what? I don't care what your mug says, because I can tell you that the mug that I see now doesn't say anything pretty.
Okay. So we did Bond movies, and so we're going to talk about our favorite Bond movie that has come out from the year of our birth until present. And we've each picked different Bond movies, and so we want to talk to you a little bit about those. I think, Ben, you should go first because you actually picked the oldest Bond movie. So why don't you go ahead and talk about your favorite Bond movie within that time period, and give us all the information you want to give us, why it's your favorite.
Yeah, absolutely. First, I do have to say it came in. This one came in a close second, and it's specifically because of the video game, GoldenEye. It is the best intro to multiplayer video shooting games on a console. I have to say on a console because it's not an original multiplayer first-person shooter.
forgive my ignorance. What console is that version for?
Nintendo 64. And so if anybody wants to steal it, I have a gun. No, I'm just kidding. Pew pew. Waiting. No, I'm just kidding. But
we're going to get demonetized.
We're not even monetized.
We got to be monetized in the first place.
So it came in a close second. And the reason it came in a close second is because in my lifetime, since 1984, Roger Moore has only been able to do one Bond movie. And Roger Moore is one of the best Bonds out there. Personally, I think. I mean, do you really think there's been a very terrible Bond? Okay, which Bond? Which Bond?
George Lazenby.
Okay, the one that did one Bond.
Yeah,
movie?
Doctor No, the first James Bond movie. He did that, and I got to tell you, I think he was awful.
Wait, when I did the research for this, the first Bond movie said that Sean Connery was Bond.
No, I don't think that's correct.
Doctor No.
Doctor No was the first one. I believe George Lazenby was in Doctor No.
All right, I'm gonna do the research here.
Why don't you let Matt do the research, and you just tell us about your movie?
Okay, Matt, do the research.
I'm working on it.
So, A View to a Kill is my favorite. I really wanted to do one of the Timothy Dalton movies, but I just couldn't bring myself to it. But A View to a Kill, it's the last Roger Moore movie. It's the first snowboard in a Bond movie, which is hilarious. It's a snowboard, but it looks like it's a skid off of a snowmobile. And so it really shows off Bond's leg strength because he's moving around that big, huge steel plate that's on the front of a 1980-something snowmobile, which would be steel.
This wasn't... do you remember when we were growing up, Dad had that
no
ski thing?
This was a Burton snowboard.
Okay.
You could tell because of the design.
Okay.
So it was the first snowboard, and it showed off his leg strength and his core strength. I thought that was great because now we're seeing Bond's actual physical strength, not just his suave looks and his smarts.
Because all of the times he's beaten people before and gone into space and swum through oceans, those don't count.
Yeah, and I mean, in the first few scenes, you see that he's a ladies' man, typical Bond. You know, he gets to the boat, the rock boat, and he's in bed with a lady. So typical ladies' man. Grace Jones is in it. She's Mayday, one of the best female enemies there is. Christopher Walken. I mean, do I have to say anything else? His name is Max Zorin. He's a big businessman and villain. Dolph Lundgren is what sold it for me. Looks like
we're having some serious bandwidth issues for you there, Ben.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to go over that again.
So welcome to MediaCom. Dolph Lundgren is the reason that was the seller for me, even though his part was small.
Right.
Rocky IV. That's all I have to say. He's amazing. But great place. I think
we missed it. Who was the main villain in that one?
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken.
Enough said.
Christopher Walken was the best villain.
So you should
Bond movie ever.
You should never do impressions again. Great. It was greatly placed humor. Out of all the Bond movies I watched, some of them were serious, while the Timothy Dalton ones were meant to be funny, and the what's his name? Pierce Brosnan. Better than Timothy Dalton's funny, but still not good.
No.
But this was the best placed humor. Also, a murder happens in a Ford Bronco. I don't need to say anything else. Like, sweet villain get away with a blimp. Like, it's in a building, he inflates it and gets away. But they capture him. I thought that was really sad. I took notes. I love this. Christopher Walken, SNL skit, but I believe it derived from this movie because he goes, more power, just like he would more cowbell. And so
could be.
I saw a link between James Bond and SNL. End scene. James Bond's at it again. Love making in a shower. Typical James Bond style. And so, I mean, you can't get past that. It's the first movie after my birth that was created for a James Bond film. And it was the last Roger Moore. Roger Moore will live forever through James Bond. He might not have been the best James Bond, but it was a great movie, worth watching multiple times.
I don't think you've said this yet, Ben, but in your opinion, who was the best James Bond?
I mean, okay, so there are movies that surpass other movies, and there are Bonds that surpass other Bonds, but there are movies that the Bond in that movie is the best Bond. I just watched Spectre for the first time. Mm-hmm. I was very impressed with that movie, unlike the other Daniel Craig movies. But overall, he's been the most spy-like. And so for spy style, I would give it to Daniel Craig, but I just, or honestly, here's one because he never created a movie in my time, but Sean Connery, because he's Sean Connery. So
Sean Connery.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's a good segue for you, Matt. Why don't you jump in and tell us about your Bond film?
Oh, all right. So, first and foremost, I have the 50th anniversary edition box set of the Blu-rays, and yeah, it did cost a bit. And as was stated, I did. Let's see here. It's Licensed to Kill.
Mm-hmm.
You Two
Yep.
Kill? No, that's what Ben did. Yeah,
A View to a Kill is mine. Licensed to Kill is Matt's. And I took notes on this.
So, Timothy Dalton, in my opinion, a very good Bond, definitely not the best. In my opinion, all of the Bond movies are definitely good movies. Going to the research you guys asked me to do, let's see here. George Lazenby did On Her Majesty's Secret Service in 1969, right. 7 years after Dr. No.
I forgot about that. I was wrong. I was wrong.
The pastor.
Ben was right.
The pastor.
Yeah, but it's the confidence you said it with that shows your profession, Phil.
Yeah.
Liar. I mean, lawyer.
Not a lie, because I had forgotten what it was.
Right. See?
But I didn't do the research before. I relied on my own memory and didn't do the research first, which is something that I never do professionally.
That's what they all say.
All right. So,
well, I had coffee in the mouth. Thank you so much.
License to Kill, Timothy Dalton. I personally thought that the puns and the jokes inside of License to Kill were well placed and tasteful. On watching, what was it? Alexis had me watch GoldenEye and Tomorrow Never Dies afterwards, and I felt that those puns were delivered so late or so slow that the timing just wasn't there. It just felt forced.
They were definitely more obvious.
So, License to Kill was mine. Primary reasons why I like this: all of the desert scenes around the monastic enclave that they're making the drugs that, of course, Bond is there to stop and destroy as retaliation for killing his friend's wife and maiming his friend at the start of the movie. And some great shark scenes in the movie. Yeah. Some overall good photography, cinematics, and action scenes. Of course, I didn't take notes like Ben. One, because I watched this on Saturday and I was relaxing. Or was that Friday? Because last weekend was a 3-day weekend for me.
Yeah. I just have to say, your movie is a great movie. You had people like Robert Davey, first villain, Benicio del Toro, who is the collector. And, I mean, like, right there, you have an all-star cast. But then you go all the way down to Wayne Newton.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot Wayne Newton was in that.
So, yes, but bless your heart.
Dankeschön, darling. That's all I could get in my mind when I was watching that. But no, Matt, you're right. Like, out of the two that Timothy Dalton did, and Phil, you said last week he did 3 when we were talking about this, but he only did 2.
I was confusing yours, Ben, with Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton.
But I disagree with you on the statement you're about to make. I think the other one that Timothy Dalton did was better. The one with the
Living Daylights.
Yeah, the Viennese cellist, and they go to Afghanistan. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
Honestly,
they're both good.
Between his movies, it's splitting hairs. So, Living Daylights had a hairier sequence in it.
That's true.
Which honestly brings it up. The acting, as far as the cellists and her portion, the snow chases, all excellent. It's when they go into Afghanistan that it starts to degrade a little bit and the story kind of loses its momentum. Whereas, and I forget where they went in the one that I watched, into the desert area, it speeds up. And so the momentum, the pace of the movie is different, and in my opinion, better formed in License to Kill.
Yes, I agree 100% with what Matt just said. Sorry, Phil. You're outnumbered here.
Whatever. I'm older, and so therefore my opinion still rules.
I can't wait to talk about the worst Bond movie.
You are so wrong. Are you done, Matt, or do you got more to go?
I mean, there's some more general statements about Bond that I want to, back Ben up on. Let's okay, so I mean, Pierce Brosnan, he was an okay Bond. Definitely not as bad as George Lazenby, in my opinion.
Right.
But the only reason why I even mentioned Pierce Brosnan and he doesn't go to the bottom of the barrel is because of GoldenEye.
Yes.
And because of the video game. And how much time we spent, Ben and I, playing that game at friends' houses.
Yeah, because we didn't have a 64.
Right.
Mom?
What's up, Mom?
Yeah.
To be fair, I have played GoldenEye, and I did find it for a video game to be relatively fun.
Yeah.
But let's face it, I don't like video games.
Oh, that's your fault. So
Probably.
I have to say, I think the worst Bond movie, and it's not because of the Bond, but it's because of one of the females, is actually, and let me look at this, make sure I have it right. The World Is Not Enough. Denise Richards ruined all Bond movies that she's ever been in.
Which is I find that to be an interesting dichotomy, because that movie also had Sophie Marceau, is that her name?
I mean, a great
who was
Bond
a
girl.
fantastic female character in that movie.
Absolutely. But Denise Richards, you cannot have an actor that has a pretty face and a great body and no skill. I mean, maybe I'm taking that too far. Maybe she has some skill, but she's a better model than she is an actress.
Okay.
Personal thoughts. You can hate me if you want.
I feel like you're trivializing actresses based on just two aspects of who they are as people.
Oh, okay, so Sarah from Chuck.
Yvonne Strahovski.
Phenomenal actress in my book. I think she did a phenomenal job in Chuck, and I think she did some great things. But Denise Richards, everything I've seen her in, she's the same character. Even in James Bond.
She's typecast.
Yeah, but it wasn't a good fit for Bond.
I can get behind that. I don't think she did. I don't think she filled the role as well as the role could have been filled.
I would say the same thing for Halle Berry, but Halle Berry has more talent.
Yeah, Halle Berry's role was also a little disappointing. You know whose role wasn't disappointing? Eva Green.
Which one is she in?
She's in Casino Royale.
Yeah, Casino Royale.
And that is the movie I'm going to talk about if you guys are done. My favorite Bond movie... Sorry, Matt, what were you going to say?
I'm done.
Okay. My favorite Bond movie within my lifetime is Casino Royale. That is Daniel Craig's first Bond film. And in my humble opinion, Daniel Craig is the second best James Bond, only behind Sir Sean Connery. Because he does what Ben said. He is the spy. He has that down. He's got that cold, 100-mile gaze. And I love the storyline of Casino Royale, the storyline of how Bond is new to the service and how he falls in love with Eva Green's character, Vesper Lynd, and when she betrays him and essentially kills herself, he loses all emotion and turns into that cold, hard killer that 007 is in the books. I think it is one of the most well-thought-out plots. I think it is one of the best acted Bond films. It doesn't have any of the problems that Ben was talking about with some of the female leads. Eva Green is a very thoughtful character. She plays her role with spunk and creativity. All around, I think it's a great film. I think it was well done. I think the plot line was great, and there isn't a thing about it that I don't like. The casino scenes can get a little slow, but that's the worst criticism I can bring to the movie. I think Daniel Craig has done a great job since then, too. Skyfall was fantastic, if for no other reason than Adele's song was great, being the second best Bond song that I can ever remember. Right behind Live and Let Die by Paul McCartney and the Wings. But Casino Royale is my choice for the best Bond film. I didn't take copious notes. In fact, I split up watching it into 2 nights because I just didn't have the time to sit down and watch it all in one setting. So, Ben, what are your notes on Casino Royale?
So that's one movie I didn't watch this week. But hold on, I remember.
You said you watched all 3 of ours.
No, I said I watched a lot of the Bond movies. I watched GoldenEye. I watched, A License to Kill. The other Timothy Dalton one, which is Brain Fart. A View to a Kill. Yeah. I watched Spectre, which I've seen the others. Spectre. I've watched the other Daniel Craig movies, and I thought even Skyfall I didn't think was. I thought it was here's the thing, every Bond movie that I've seen, every Bond movie has been entertaining and captures me, and I think, man, I got to watch this again. So I'm not saying they're bad. We're nitpicking.
Just not as good as other ones. I will say I think Casino Royale is Daniel Craig's best Bond film.
And I would disagree with you because I thought Spectre was
better.
Awesome. I thought it was phenomenal, and I cannot wait to see this new one that's coming out. It is supposed to come out this April. It's not going to come out until November now.
Oh no! They're pushing it back till November. Oh.
IMBD, and so I'm actually really excited for this movie, and maybe if we're lucky, we can get 2 of us together to go see it in a theater or something.
That would be great. That would be great. Hey, road trip to Arizona.
Yes, we'll take the Dakota.
Yeah.
I'll be here to pick you guys up in Kansas.
Matt, will you send us some? You won't need to pick us up in Kansas. Just send us some cash for gas.
With that, a lot of cash. Yeah. It's going to take a lot of gas.
$2,000 to $3,000.
Ouch.
Maybe not that much. So anyway, Spectre was the best, and
Spectre.
They use these weird words. But that's my point on that. And I thought what you said brought back memories about Casino Royale, and that is the casino scenes are too long. They're too drawn out.
That's the basis of the movie. It's at a casino. It's about this casino job.
Create action within.
They do create action with it, I think. It's just that I have a very short attention span when I'm watching movies at home. And so they tend to get a little long from that aspect. But I think they do really great with creating drama in those scenes. We are kind of pushing the time a little bit, so we probably need to get moving. Any final thoughts on Bond films from the 2 of you?
You can't go wrong.
I agree.
Next Bond movie title. You can't go wrong.
I like it. You can't go wrong with Idris Elba as James Bond.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I think there's one better. and I can't remember their name. Loki.
Tom.
Yeah.
Is it Tom Holland?
Yeah, I think that's his name.
No.
No.
You got to do Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I would go with the guy that Phil just said, and then Tom
Idris
Holland.
Elba.
Yeah, either one of
Tom
those.
Holland.
Or what you do is get Idris Elba to be Bond and get Tom Holland to be your first
villain. I like that idea. I do.
Would be.
Tom Holland
be
does.
Down.
He is such a good baddie.
But I think that's what would make him such a great James Bond too, because Daniel Craig plays James Bond like a bad guy. I'm just saying.
I don't know. Maybe.
He can have that stare down. Think about those times when you see Loki in the Avenger movies or the Thor movies, and he has that stare.
I just want to smack him.
Yeah,
he's got that mischief that Loki's supposed to have, and I don't know that Tom Holland can drop that enough to play a Bond.
I think
Idris Elba never has that. I think he's got that nailed.
I would agree with you. And by the way, interesting fact, they're both in Thor.
Yeah.
So.
And Matt is being very quiet about this subject.
Yeah, because I'm terrible with names, and I'm just sitting here like
Thor.
Yeah,
Thor,
sure.
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba is the gatekeeper for
Thor.
For Asgard. Asgard?
Mm-hmm.
I can never remember the character's name.
Asgard. He's the gatekeeper.
The character.
I don't remember his name.
Heimdall?
Yes. Heimdall.
Right?
I mean, at that point, they might as well just use the guy that plays the Hound in A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones.
I do have one comment. The next James Bond better not be American.
No, the next James Bond has got to be British.
If they go American, I will sell everything that's James Bond that I have. And no, you know what? It wouldn't even be good enough. I will put it in a bonfire.
Okay,
Matt,
all right. I think we beat this horse.
Give you this.
I think we
Stop
beat this
saying
dead
that.
horse enough. No, we that is the phrase. We are beating dead horses enough. So the next thing we're going to move on to is some more trivia. We had some call for more trivia from our fans. That would be our wives. They thought it was a pretty good time, and so Ben has volunteered to look up some trivia questions.
I have.
And
I'm just kidding.
He's going to ask some trivia questions.
Right.
So if you're ready, Ben.
Yeah, we're going to do this a little different. These are going out to both, and then I'm going to keep score, and the winner gets picked on more. So I feel good
like
about that
already.
I feel that's right. I feel like I'm the winner no matter what. So, because I'm not participating, I'm not smart enough for these. So, first question to either one, and to say who goes, say who gets it. We need to get like a bell or a buzzer or something, but just say ding, because I think that works. So,
I like that.
So, whoever says ding first answers first. So, how many hearts does an octopus have?
Ding.
Okay, Phil?
8.
Let's try that again. How many hearts does an octopus have? And Phil can't answer this time. Matt? Throw a number.
Is his answer wrong or
his
what?
His answer's wrong. Yeah, his answer's
wrong. Okay. 4.
You know what? We can't give an... You know, you both got it wrong, but Matt was closest. There are 3 hearts in an octopus.
Oh, naturally. Okay. That was my next guess.
Yeah, 3. Imagine that. Okay, let's go with an easy one. What's the fastest animal in the world?
Ding.
Okay, Phil.
The peregrine falcon.
Okay, Matt.
Would you say, no, that's incorrect or something like that?
I think it's funnier. We have 10 minutes, so we'll do a couple more of these. Fastest animal in the world.
Well, it's not the cheetah.
Why not?
Because I know there's something fast. And
okay.
I just can't remember what it is. And we'll go with cheetah. Why not?
Matt, you win. Cheetah.
The cheetah is the fastest land mammal.
Yeah. It just says, hey, I'm going off a website, so I'm not smart enough to come up with
the website's wrong, man.
They probably are. Here's a question. Okay. What was the name of the actor who played Jack Dawson?
Oh.
Jack Dawson in... In what?
Titanic.
Oh, that
Ding.
movie.
Matt?
Dang it.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
They're very good. Very good. You did it right.
Yeah. All right. Which cartoon character lives in a pineapple under a sea?
Ding.
Okay, Matt.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
So far, Phil, you're dumb.
Man, I tell you what.
I got to do some better questions. Okay. What genre of music did Taylor Swift start in?
Ding.
Okay, Phil.
Country music.
I hoped somebody would get that right. All right. Which British girl group had a member by the name of Mel B?
Ding.
Phil?
The Spice Girls.
Dang it. You guys are tied up. One more. All right.
Judge, I want to claim that I said ding the same time Phil did.
No, you said it just milliseconds after me.
We're going with my ears, so I apologize for that inconvenience. Okay. So, what is the name of the world's longest river?
Ding.
Phil?
The Amazon.
You're wrong, Matt.
Ooh, the longest river in the world. So at this point, it's one of two, and the people are going to argue about this because it's either going to be the Mississippi/Missouri, and that opens up its own arguments, or it's going to be the Nile if it isn't the Amazon. And we all know that America does a lot of things big, like Texas, but rivers aren't one of them. So we're going to go with the Nile.
Ding, ding, ding. Matt wins. I say we do one more for fun.
I'm so ashamed. I've had my hand in the Nile.
How about this? This is an interesting one. I've never actually researched this. Which two countries share the longest or largest international border?
Ding.
Okay, Phil?
United States and Canada.
Holy crap, he did it. Ding, ding, ding. That's correct. Hey, that was fun. We'll end in a tie.
Wait. No, I found a question for you, Ben.
Ooh, the plot thickens.
I'm not very smart, so.
Before starring in his hit TV series Baywatch, David Hasselhoff starred as a crime fighter in what 80s TV show?
Knight Rider.
You didn't say ding.
Ding.
You didn't say...
Knight Rider.
Okay. Wait, how was Knight spelled?
Knight.
Very good. Full points for Ben.
And I'm not a speller. That's reason.
I tell you what.
All right.
So Matt won. I lost.
No, I think you guys really tied.
I don't think so.
It doesn't matter. You both get made fun of about the same. So.
That's true. That's true. Okay. So now we want to talk about our drink tonight, and I want to start.
Hey, you guys do have timers up at the top, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I do. I do have a timer up the top. That's fantastic. I didn't see that before.
Didn't I tell you that?
About this earlier.
Didn't I tell you?
Here we are wasting time. All right. So for our drink, for our beverage tonight, we have gone out and purchased Black Pew Pew coffee.
Phil, we're not monetized.
Not monetized anyway. Black Rifle coffee. All three of us have gone out and purchased different Black Rifle coffees, and we prepared it in different ways too.
Your bag?
No, it's in the cabinet on the other side of the house.
You're not achieving enough, Matt, because my bag is.
Did you grind all yours or something, or you drink?
No, that's just how much coffee we drink during the day. 3 coffee drinkers in the house, and it goes.
Oops.
My wife doesn't like dark roast coffees, and so we got 2 coffees. We got Gunship and Just Black. Just Black is the medium roast, and it is a darker roasted medium roast. It's got some really, really bold and strong notes that I really enjoy. Jean doesn't like it so much, but she really likes a flavored coffee called Highlander Grog, and so she can't wait to get her flavored coffee back. I much prefer this. Really good flavors. I brewed mine in a French press, Just ground it just before we started, brewed it in the French press just before we got going. I probably should have let it brew just a little bit longer. It's a little bit weak, but not too bad. You get a lot of the essential oils and things like that. And it's just a darn good cup of coffee. My son Nathan, who is 14, also really enjoyed it. The two of us will be up probably until 2 a.m. this morning because we're drinking coffee this late at night. Matt?
Yep. So I'm drinking Black Rifle coffee. Yep. And I went and said it, Phil.
We're going to get demonetized.
Oh,
all right.
no. And mine was Beyond Black. It's one of their dark roast. I don't remember if it's their darkest roast or not. Good flavor. I ground it. When did I grind that? Yesterday. I stuck it in a little Tupperware container and stuck it in the cabinet. I did mine as a pour over. And
the rest of us aren't that as cool as you, Matt.
And he just locked up on my end, so I'm sure he's buffering. But
we don't need it.
Well, hopefully he gets our stuff fine and it just goes through and it doesn't look terrible. But it's a good coffee, and I would like to buy more, but at the price point, I get a lot more out of some of the larger names and the higher quality coffees.
Sure. It's not
Awesome.
cheap.
No. Okay. I got Black Rifle coffee. I got Silencer Smooth, their light roast. The reason I like light roast is not the typical reason, a little unknown, but it's probably known fact now, is that light roast.
I know.
That's right. Light roast carries more caffeine than a dark roast. A lot of people think that dark roast actually carries more caffeine. It does not. Dark roast means that it's been roasted longer, and therefore the caffeine has been roasted out of it. Here's the thing.
And dark roast has less acid in it.
This coffee tastes a little burnt, which is odd for a light roast. And it's not my favorite. I actually do enjoy a very local brand, Leaf and Beans from Peoria. It sells here at the Coffee Hub, which is much easier for me to get. And it's actually a little cheaper than Black Rifle. However, the company, I think Black Rifle, we're getting beside the point. Like, the coffee isn't the best, but it's a great company, and a lot of people enjoy their coffee. One, they're veterans, and they support veterans. They support police, and they support people in COVID-19. That one cool reason why we went with Black Rifle is because when we bought a bag of coffee, they were going to go ahead and give coffee to the front line. Each bag would provide a bag type thing. And I could be wrong on that, but so we wanted to support the front line in the COVID-19 war. I'm going to call it a war, the war against disease. And
I normally go with a darker roast. I don't mind what everybody else calls a burnt flavor. To me, it's a properly roasted bean. That may have something to do with the couple of years I worked for St. Arbuck's slinging coffee while I was in law school. By the way, great law school job. Go in early in the morning, get loaded up on caffeine, get a free pound of beans a week. Man, it worked out great.
Burnt or even dark roast coffee shouldn't taste burnt.
I don't think it does taste burnt. I don't think it does taste burnt. I'm not getting any burnt notes in my coffee at all from these guys. I think it's roasted really well. Maybe a little darker than most people would consider a medium roast, but that's fine with me. I like a darker roast anyway. I really like their mission. I think their price point's a little high, but if you're a member of their coffee club, you get some pretty steep discounts.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife and I are actually considering doing that because they do a 5 pound bag or something. They've got a bigger bag they send, kind of a bulk order that we think we might be able to get by once a month on maybe. We'll see. It depends on how much coffee our son drinks. But
well, and your wife will want that flavored coffee anyway.
Yeah, that's the real concern is she really likes the flavored coffee, and they don't do a flavored coffee. So they really speak more to me than they do to my wife. My son, kind of like me, doesn't necessarily have to have the flavored coffees. But it's a good company. It's a company run by veterans. It's a company who is doing what they can to help frontline medical and first responder people. And so I'd encourage viewers to go out and support them and buy their coffee. Plus, Plus, their ads are fantastic.
Yeah.
I love their ads. And some of our friends may not like firearms. I'm sorry. Their ads use firearms, and get over it, I guess. I don't know.
Here's something cool, and this is something I'm willing to try out. They have a coffee. It's a pre-workout coffee. And so it has pre-workout with it. And so if you're into working out, go check them out. Let us know what you think about their pre-workout coffee. I've been working out since, June 2nd, and nothing heavy. So, but I'm thinking about checking it out.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We hope you have a great day. We love you all. And like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit us up if you think you'd be a great guest on the show, or if you think there's somebody that would be a great guest for us to have on. Thanks a lot. Y'all have a great night.
Have a good night.
Take care.